Hello everyone! Welcome to Module 1 of Unfuck Your Finances. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do this free program with you guys. I'm going to give Facebook a moment to notify you that we're live. So those of you watching the replay, let me know. Give me a hashtag replay. I know a lot of you said you had to catch the replay. Totally fine, totally fine. The replays will be here for you guys. So if you aren't able to watch or you can't stay for all of it, it's totally fine. Hello, Emily. Hi, Cindy. Yay, you guys are finding it. I am so excited. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm going to just make sure that this is showing up on my screen over here, and we'll start diving in just a second. Say hi as you guys pop on. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited. Oh my God, you guys, I have had this idea to do this training for a long time and for a while. Hi, Katrina. So glad you're here. Hey, Nilson. I love having you here, Nilson. So I had this idea to do this training on how to kind of clear or heal your money blocks using human design for a long time. Like those of you who know me, I've been a money mindset coach for a while now, and when I kind of really started diving into human design and got certified as a human design reader, I really found, hey Maria, hi, I really found that there weren't many resources at all, even paid resources out there on how to use your human design to actually create more income in your life, to better your money mindset, right? To increase your money manifestations. There's almost no info on this out there, even within the human design community. And so what I've started doing as I've been diving deeper into human design and integrating it in my business, using it for myself, for my clients, I started kind of crafting different strategies and different ways that you can apply human design to your money mindset, to your money manifestations, even to your business, if you have a business. But if you don't worry, this training is still for you. So really, I wanted to come on here, and I honestly thought about charging for this, like at least $50, which would be super low for the value I'm going to give you. But I had my highest cash month last month, my highest cash 5-figure month ever last month, and I just wanted to give back. And so this is a program for you guys. It's a full-on like mini program. I encourage you guys throughout this program, throughout this week, right through Friday, to ask questions in this group, because I will be in this group answering your questions, right, as much as I can, right? Most days I'll be checking in here. And of course you can ask questions on the videos, but I'm going to be in here giving you support like I would in a paid program. So absolutely take advantage. If you have any questions, if anything's unclear, if you're just curious about things, drop them in the group and I'll answer as many questions as I can, right? Good morning, Angela. Hello, hello. So for those of you who don't know me, real quick, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because I have a lot that I want to tell you guys today. My name is Taylor Eden. I am a money mindset and human design coach for online entrepreneurs. I have been in business for over 2 years now. I went from making $2,000 a month on a good month, right, the first year in my business, to just a year ago stepping overnight into 20K sales months, and then 5-figure cash months, and it just snowballed. And the big thing that shifted for me was using my human design, right? And human design was something I became aware of a little over about 2 years ago, and kind of like tentatively dipped my toe into it, and then got more and more excited about it. And when I finally like dove fully in, and when I actually got certified as a human design reader last year, like that was when things just started exploding in my business, right? Like that was when things really just started really taking off and getting to be so easy, and my bank account just kept growing and growing and growing. And it's gotten to this point now where it's like my husband and I are both retired from our 9-to-5s. My income is what keeps us afloat, right? Like this is what provides for us, and it's so much fun, and I do it all in like about 3 hours of work a day or less. I take a couple days a week off entirely from my business. Like it gets to be this easy, and it's because we're all designed differently, right? This is what human design teaches us. So we'll dive into this in just a second. Yes, Angela's a manifesting generator. I was going to ask those of you live and also on the replay, drop what human design energy type you are in the comments below. That's all you're going to need for this program. I'm not going to be reading your charts for you, right? I'm not going to be explaining those. Human design is a very complex system, right? I do private readings. If you want any info on that, send me a DM. I also break this down in like my Wealth by Design Mastermind. We go more into how to understand your chart and use it. Yes, Emily's a generator. So I'm a projector, just so you guys know. The 5 energy types, if you don't know, if you're totally new to human design, are manifestor, generator, manifesting generator, projector, and reflector. So that's all you need to know for this program, because we're going to be using your energy type. And what we're going to be doing is putting the rules and the concepts that human design teaches us in the context of money and abundance, right? And especially with this program, with clearing your blocks. Yes, we have projectors, manifesting generators. Hi from NYC. Sure, I used to live in New York for a short amount of time. Yes, projector generators. Yay! Oh my gosh. I love that we have a variety here, because for those of you in my free Facebook group, by the way, this Facebook group is just for this program. This is not my normal Facebook group. This is just a container for this program, so I can actually do an actual program with you guys for free. If you want to join my free Facebook group, if you're not already in there, I'm going to drop it in the comments below. I give regularly like tips, free tips every few weeks on business and money and all that with your human design and just as money mindset. So that's in the comments if you want to go join the Wealth by Design Facebook group. If you're not already in there, yes, MG. I'm an MG. My goal for this year is to get an in-depth reading. I would love to do a reading for you whenever you're ready, Katrina. And since you're in my Limitless membership, you get a discount. So whenever you're ready, just let me know. So the thing is, if you don't know your chart, if you don't know your energy type, check out the pinned post at the top of this group where I said the call times, and there's a link there to go get your chart for free, right? And that'll tell you which of those 5 energy types you are. You can only ever be one energy type in your life. It does not change. That's what it is, right? And so what we're really looking at is, we're looking at, first of all, human design. If you don't know what it is, in a very, very stripped down, basic way of explaining it, human design is a combination of a lot of different spiritual modalities. It draws on some principles from quantum physics, though it's not supported by science, like some experts will tell you. That's a conversation for another time. This is really, human design is a tool, right? It's a tool for introspection. It's a tool for giving yourself permission to be all of you. It's a tool for giving yourself permission to do life, business, money, whatever it is, in the way that feels good to you, right? We're all designed differently. We're all wired differently. We all have different ways that we are designed specifically to interact with money, to engage with money, to exchange energy with money, right? Because that's what human design is. It's just all about talking about how you specifically are designed to exchange energy with the world around you, meaning the people in your lives, your business, the way you make money, right? The way, some of it even teaches you how to eat. I don't do that. That's not my specialty, but there are people who teach human design and nutrition, right? There's so many different ways that it's a guideline, but what I want you to be clear on is that human design is not meant to limit you. And I say this every time I teach human design at all, or anytime I do a reading for someone, I always lead by saying human design is not meant to limit you. It is not something that we create dogma around, right? That says, oh, well, I'm a projector, so I can't do this, or I can't reach out to this person, or I can't. This is just a tool, right? It's a tool, a structure, a framework that you can kind of work around and work with, right? To create more income, to better your finances, right? To have a healthier relationship with money, to manifest more money, right? And to do all sorts of things with. But it's never something that's a limitation. So just know, as I go through this program with you over this whole week, nothing I say here is meant to limit you. You can't, I don't want to hear anyone using an excuse of saying, oh, well, Taylor said I'm a generator, so I have to work 8 hours a day. Bullshit. That's not true, right? If you guys hear my dogs in the background there. As soon as I get on any sort of live stream, they wrestle, they groan at each other, they drink water. It's like they know, and they need the attention. Yes, Michelle made it. Hello, hello. So as we dive into this, just keep at the forefront of your mind, this is a tool. Yes, you're a manifesting generator. Yay. As we dive into this, just keep in mind, human design is a tool. Human design is a tool. It is not a science. It is not something that you use to limit yourself. It is something that you use to acknowledge your own boundaries with. It is something that you use to really honor your energy with, right? It's never something, and this goes for any spiritual tool you use, whether it's human design or astrology or whatever, this is not something you use to make excuses for your limitations, right? This is something you use to break free from those limitations. This is something that, yeah, Angela says, can you please tell my friend she uses tons of excuses because she's a projector. Yeah, saying I don't have the energy. I'm a projector. I have a ton of energy. And guess what? As a projector, if you plug into a generator's energy, this is something we're not really going to get into in here, which my husband's a generator, right? And so when he's doing something that lights him up and I'm around him, I have endless energy, right? I have more energy than if I was just on my own. And also, even when I'm just on my own, I just know how to balance my energy, right? It's just about learning how to balance it. That's all. And Angela, feel free to invite your friend into this program. It's free. She can come join and she can check this out, right? But it's all just about, no matter what your energy type is, it's about acknowledging that this is all here to set you free. This is all here to help you expand, to help you grow. None of it is meant to limit you, right? Yeah, she tries to take my energy. And you get to protect your own energy. Yes, Maple's a manifestor. Yeah, invite her in. I would love to have her in here. So that goes for all of you. If you have someone who would benefit from this program, whether they're an entrepreneur or not, invite them in. This is not just business stuff. This is more general, speaking about money and your relationship with money, your relationship with yourself, right? And what we're doing here in this program is we're going to start with the basics. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about your human design in the context of money, how you apply it to money, with it specifically the goal of helping you guys clear your biggest money blocks, right? If you want to learn how to intentionally manifest with human design, you have to clear the money blocks first, right? And I actually have a program that I'm going to be telling you guys about a little bit later on that's going to be so low cost, it's absurd. Like, I'm just in this really giving mood. And it's going to teach you how to actually manifest with your human design, but you have to go through this program first, which is, I made it free because I love you guys. And even just doing this program alone, even if you don't buy that program I'm going to tell you guys about later, you're going to get so much out of it. This alone is going to unblock you and allow you to just be naturally in flow with money. If you want to kick it up to the next level, I'm going to give you guys an option to do that with me after this program in a paid program that's still really low cost, right? It's like $111. It's going to be freaking cheap for like a group program with me, which is insane. Normally group programs with me are like $1,000. So yes, you are so welcome, Maple. Yes, Angela. Yeah, so just know I will be selling to you because that's also part of my money mindset. Selling is just an invitation to up level with me during this program, but I'm going to give you so much value here. If you don't even buy the program, you're still going to get so much from just this program right here, right? This free program that you're in. Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to talk today. Yes, you're doing it. I have the sales page copy written. I have to have the sales page made today or tomorrow. I will be opening enrollment for that program. It's called the Money Matrix. And I'm going to be giving you guys the link if you want to enroll probably tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. If you really want it, drop a link in the comments and say, I want the Money Matrix, and I'll give you the info as soon as it's ready tomorrow. Specifically, I'll send it to you. Okay, so what we're doing today is I want to talk about the old money paradigm, the set of rules that most of us are plugged into, and then how we use an aspect of our human design energy type to unplug from that paradigm, to unplug from those rules, to disconnect from those tools, right? And what we're going to start with today is getting really clear on your biggest money blocks. And I'm going to walk you guys through some of the understanding behind this, the concept behind it in human design. And then I'm going to give you some homework, which is journaling prompts. Yes, Denise wants it. Okay, I will be sure to give you the link for the Money Matrix once it comes out tomorrow, Denise. So here's what we're going to do. I want us to talk just for a second. Today's probably, by the way, day 1, you guys, is probably going to be the longest of these trainings because I have so much I want to give you. And then days 2 and 3 will probably be a little bit more concise, right? So don't worry, it's not going to be an overwhelming amount of information this week. So with our money mindset, right? And this is outside of just the realm of human design, but then we're going to go into the human design principles around it. When we look at money mindset, and this comes from my long time of doing money mindset in my own life for like 5-6 years, and then also being a money mindset coach for the last about 1.5 to 2 years. So here's what the problem is, why your money manifestations aren't working, why that manifestation process some other coach gave you is not fucking working for you, why that business strategy that you're copying from some other coach isn't working for you, why you're trying to replicate success that your friend or your family member found with money and it's not working for you. Here's why. It's because, first of all, they're using some system that works for them with their design, not necessarily your design. Second of all, they're probably plugged into what I call the money matrix, which is the new, expansive, freeing set of kind of rules that you can play by with money. Most of us, though, are still plugged into the old paradigm of money, right? And this is just what I call it, right? But it's the old paradigm of money, the old set of rules around money, which basically are super limiting. And the way we picked up these rules, right, is from society. It's from our parents, it's from our teachers, it's from our peers, right? It's from the media, it's from the government, right? It's just, we live in a capitalistic society for the most part, most of us, right? And where you are going to be kind of conditioning yourself from birth with all of these ideas from comes from all around you. Because most of our society, most people believe kind of a set of general rules around money. And these rules can manifest in different ways in your life. And you may have a bunch of these different rules. You may have other sorts of rules that kind of are like variations of these. But what we're going to do today is I want to go through some of these, and as I read through these old sets of rules, can you guys drop a 1 in the comments every time one of them resonates with you, right? Because I can tell you, I have believed every single one of these fucking rules at some point in my past, right? I believed every single one of these rules. I was 100K in student loan debt when I started my business. Then we went to 100K in cash in the bank. I, worked like a job that paid me less than like $25,000 a year when I was living in San Diego, where you couldn't afford to live on that little, right? Like, I have been through the ringer with my money mindset, with toxic relationships with money, with struggling with poverty, with debt, right? And now for me to get to this point where I can retire my husband from his job and be making 20K months and live my dream life in this dream house and be the sole breadwinner, it's like, that's huge. And a lot of it comes from the money mindset aspect and then applying my human design to it. So let's read through these old beliefs, and then we're going to take a look at it through the lens of human design, right? And start identifying what your biggest block is around money and what the biggest tripping point for you is going to be around money per your human design, right? So, okay, as I read through, drop a 1 in the comments every time one of these resonates with you. And if I was on the other end, I'd be dropping 1s for every single one of these because I believed all of these stories at some point. So these are just the general overarching stories that people are pretty much plugged into and why most people think money's hard to get, right? So first story, money is limited. It's limited. There's a limited amount. There's not enough for all of us, or it's going to run out, right? That's number 1. That's one of the most general beliefs. Number 2, money is hard to make. Money's hard to make. You got to hustle for it. You got to work hard, right? You have to work hard to make money, right? Do these resonate with you guys? Drop some 1s. Money makes you a bad person. Money makes you a bad person. Or wanting money, having a lot of money, it makes you a bad person. You have to work so hard to make money. I already said this, but you gotta burn yourself out, right? You have to try to figure out how money is going to come in. You have to try to figure out how money is going to come in. Basically, logic your way to it. You have to know exactly how you're going to make the money happen. That's the only way you can make money, right? Another one, you have to give up something in order to make money. Usually this is one that people don't really think about, but you have to give up your time, your energy, time with your family, right? The people in your lives if you want to make money. I'm seeing so many ones. I know, I've been there, you guys. I've believed all of this. Money is hard to hold on to. That's another rule we all function under, right? Money's hard to hold on to. You have no control over it. Things happen and it gets taken away from you. Money is a reflection of your success or your worth or value. So you're not a successful entrepreneur if you're not making 10K months, or if people didn't sign up for your launch, you're not successful, or if you have debt, you're not successful, or if you if you're not making enough money or you're broke, then you're worthless or you're a failure, right? These are all, yeah, I see so many ones. Yes, I know. We all are conditioned with so many of these beliefs, if not all of them, from birth, right? And it's so limiting. No wonder so many of us are so freaking just in a struggle with money, right? No wonder. Yeah, all the ones, I know. No wonder we're in a struggle with money because we have these set of rules that that tell us that money has to be a struggle, that money's bad, that money is going to cost us something, right? And I know that you guys, if you've done any money mindset work, you know this already. You know this, you're conscious of it. We're going to work on detaching from it and unplugging from these beliefs. But when you think about it, this is just a set of arbitrary rules. This is just a set of arbitrary rules that someone made up or the government made up or our society adopted, and now we've all accepted it as fact. So we all think, oh, if I'm going to start a business or I'm going to be successful, I need to work my ass off, right? Or I need to climb the corporate ladder and spend 10 years getting promotions and scrambling my way to the top in order to make a comfortable living. Or, right, like we have all these rules when really they're just arbitrary stories. They are not, this is the important thing to remember, these stories are not laws of physics, right? We act like they are. We act like they're inescapable, like they're gravity, or like they're, like they're, based on chemistry or physics or something. We act like these things are inherent truths of how we have to function in society, and they're not. And the way we can tell they're not is when you just look at examples of anyone else who's living a different way and making a shit ton of money. Like, look at celebrities. Look at me, right? Like, I make a shit ton of money. I work 3 hours a day max doing what I fucking love, and I make 6 or 5-figure months, right? Like, it doesn't have to be this way, but we so believe these things and we accept them as truths. And it's funny because even when we have the awareness, especially I see this with entrepreneurs, right? It's even when we have the awareness that these things aren't inherently true, we still act like they are, right? Like I still see, and believe me, I've caught myself on this 100 times as I've up-leveled through my business, right? This idea of, oh, I need to hustle. I need to be posting every day if I want to get people into my program. I need to write the perfect sales page to convince people how to get in my program because making money is harder. Making money, you have to logic your way to it, right? Like there's so many of these beliefs, right? Yeah, one of my main reasons for shifting my mindset is so that I don't pass these on to my kids. Exactly, because a lot of this we get from our parents, and it's not your parents' fault. They didn't really know better, right? They were conditioned too. But this is the beautiful thing is even just going through this program, you're going to get some tools to help you detach from these. And then that's not only going to help yourself financially, it's going to help the people around you, and including your own children if you have children, because you're not going to pass it on to them. Right? And you're going to be able to have a healthier relationship with money. So I'm so excited to go through this with you guys. So when we kind of talk about deconditioning these rules, which is deconditioning is a huge thing in human design. When we talk about deconditioning these rules, what I'm really meaning is saying you need to kind of unplug from these old rules, because if you're trying to manifest or create or make money while operating under these rules, it's going to be really fucking hard, and it's not going to feel good. If you do find a way to make money under those rules, and a lot of it, you're probably going to have to be working 24 hours a day. You're going to be struggling because those are the rules you've given yourself, right? So the big thing here is to start to, this is why I call my new program the Money Matrix, because I like to say it like you're plugged into a power source, and if you're not plugged into the right power source, the right set of rules, the right beliefs, you're not going to be able to fucking create the money you want, right? You're not going to be able to create the income you desire in the way you want to do it. Like, you're not going to be able to create 20K cash months with only 3 hours of work a day, right? Like, it's just not going to happen for you because you don't think it's actually possible for that to happen for you. And so it's just like the analogy, right? If you guys listen to Abraham Hicks, is like, if you have a vacuum cleaner and you don't plug it into the wall outlet and you can move the vacuum around, you can do all the actions, right? You can take all the actions, you can play by the rules, but you're not going to vacuum up anything. It's the same thing with your money mindset. If you are plugged into these rules, it's not the valid power source for you, right? And so you could be going through the motions and taking all the actions, but if you're plugged into the wrong set of beliefs, none of it's going to work for you. This is why you probably have gone through other money mindset programs or done journaling or done meditation or tried all these different strategies under the sun to make more money in your life or your business, and you're still not fucking getting anywhere. Does that resonate with anyone? Because I know I had taken money mindset programs. Some helped me, some didn't in the past. And it wasn't until I finally started understanding my human design where I was like, oh, this is why I've been so freaking stuck. This is why I plateau at certain levels in my business. This is why I can't kind of quantum leap into that next level of income, right? Yeah. It's so common. And so here's what we're going to do. I want us to really look at how to unplug from this current money paradigm that a lot of us are living in, right? What we're going to be doing today is identifying the stories you're telling around money. Yeah, a lot of people feel it. I know you guys. We're going to fix it. So we're going to look at the stories you're telling around money. You're going to identify them. And all these rules that you're kind of laboring under when it comes to making money. And you can have different kinds of stories. You'll probably have a whole bunch, but what we're going to do today really is we're going to look at your human design type, and I'm going to give you guys kind of a quick rundown of just like super quick rundown of the types and of your not self theme. And I'm going to explain what that means in a minute in human design and how we use this to start to zero in on where you are probably most stuck with money and the biggest tripping blocks you're going to find. Because I still have some limiting beliefs around money. It's still things that I'm continuing to decondition, continuing to drop, right? It's an ongoing process. This is stuff that I encourage you guys to take this work that I'm going to give you here in this program and continue to come back to it over time again and again, right? And continue to go at deeper levels with it, right? And with different beliefs. But the thing to remember is that the biggest tripping blocks for you are probably going to be the things that we can look at based on your not self theme in human design. Yes, I'm excited too. Okay, so let's talk about not self theme. So each energy type, each of those 5 energy types I listed earlier, has what we call a not self theme, right? And if you pull up your human design chart, you'll see your not self theme. It's listed in the text that comes up under or next to your human design chart, right? So we'll go through what each of those are here, but the thing that you need to know is that when you are feeling your energy type's not self-theme in your life, it means you've gotten off track energetically. And the thing is, we can apply this to money, and I have a set of specific journaling prompts for each of you, for each of your energy types, right, to do after this call so that you can really identify where you're probably getting the most stuck around money. You might already be conscious of it, but also when you journal on these, in the way I'm phrasing these questions, the way I've designed these questions per your human design type, you're probably going to have some things pop up and be like, oh, shoot, I did not realize that was in there. I didn't realize that went so deep, or I didn't realize I actually thought that about money, or I was holding on to that, right? So your not self theme in human design is just the sign that you are not living your design properly. You're off track. You're looking at things the wrong way. You're putting your energy in the wrong place, and it's kind of messing with the way you are designed to exchange energy with the world. It's creating blockages. It's creating lack, right? And so when we look at this within the context of money, we're gonna get really clear on it. Maria says, how important is it to know your exact time of birth, to know your human design type? Can guess, but I don't know exact time, so I don't know if it's accurate. So this is a really good question, Maria. So this happens a lot. Just so you guys know, with human design, it is pretty important to have your exact birth time down to the minute, just because human design, your chart, without getting into the technicalities of it, is based on where the stars, the planets, and the earth are in the sky, and the moon are in the sky, are in relation to the exact moment you were born. And it's possible that they might switch from one like zodiac sign to another, or one gate to the other, which is the I Ching. Like, this human design is an amalgamation of like 4 or 5 different spiritual philosophies, so it can shift things. What I would do, Maria, is put in your time into that, into the human design chart software, and look at like if you switch the time by like 5 minutes either direction of your guest time, does that change anything? If it's kind of around within this hour, go an hour above or below what that time is, and see if that shifts anything. If nothing shifts in your chart, it's fine, then you're good, right? If nothing changes, if your type doesn't change, if nothing like shifts, all the colors in your chart don't shift, you're fine, right? If it does start to change, there's some different things we can do, and then if that's the case, drop a comment in the group, and I can come back and answer and give you some next steps of what to do from there, right? Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at the not self theme. So let's talk about, first of all, manifestors. Manifestors, who in here is manifestor? Manifestors are relatively rare. I think about like 11% of the population. I can't remember my numbers. Manifestors are pretty rare. So manifestors, I know we have a few in here. I don't know if they're on live. Basically, you're here to initiate things, right? As a manifestor, you're here to initiate things. You have kind of this direct line to the universe. You get inspired by stuff. You are meant to really set things in motion for all the other energy types to then play with, to then work with. But you can feel really boxed in when you feel like you don't have the freedom to do what you want to do, right? And so when this happens, you experience your not self theme of anger. And this might be like actual emotional anger, or it might even be just kind of like this complete disconnect, right? This complete nope, I'm tapping out because I'm so pissed, right? And if you've been living in your not self for so long as a manifestor, you might just have a subtle underlying kind of level of anger that you're not even fully aware of, right? And so, yes, Davina's a manifestor. So the thing to look at is, and I'm going to post all of these journaling prompts in the group for you guys, but as a manifestor, you have to really start looking at where you're holding on to anger when it comes to money, right? Any situations where you had, like maybe when you were a kid, you had been promised an allowance and your parents didn't give it to you after you worked for it, and then you just got so angry and you're still pissed about it, right? And that could be, coming back to that general story of money's hard to hold on to, or you have to work so hard for it, or money's not fair, right? Things like that. So for manifestors, looking at what anger are you holding on to around money? In what ways do you feel like money limits you? What about money makes you feel completely powerless? These are kind of the things to look at as a manifestor, right? These are your 3 journaling prompts for today. And by the way, you guys, as I give you, each of you will have 3 journaling prompts to do. What I recommend is spending 5 to 10 minutes on each of these questions at least, and just writing out as much as you can think of memories of what came up, situations where stuff came up, things you're still holding on to, general things that come up, and really just let it flow. And if you hate journaling, like especially if you have a defined G center in your chart, that's the yellow diamond in the middle of the chart. If you have a defined G center, meaning it's colored in yellow, right? Or if you have a self-projected or mental authority, then you might hate journaling and might find a lot of resistance to it. What I would like you to do for your journal prompts is open up a voice note on your phone and talk it out stream of consciousness for 5 to 10 minutes per question, okay? Oftentimes those energy types or those designs, right, with those authorities or just with that defined G center, sometimes need to talk their way to clarity, right? So yeah, Davina says, yeah, I have been totally struggling with this for so freaking long. I've been so angry around money. Yeah, no, this is probably going to be the biggest shift. Yeah, so those are the 3 questions for you, Davina. Again, I'm going to paste all of these in the description up above and in the comments once we're done with this training, I'll drop them all. So if you guys missed them, they'll be there for you. Don't worry. I'll paste them all in. So generators. Who here's a generator? We'll probably have some more. Generators are about about 30%, 35% of the population. You're pretty common, right? And so part of the reason that a lot of us have this belief that we have to work 8 hours a day to make money, we have to work a lot to make money, is because we're very dominated in the society by generators and manifesting generators. Together, you guys make up about 70% of the population. And because you guys have that sacral center defined, which is a motor center, right? It's just this endless energy when you're doing something that lights you up for both types. And we'll talk about generators and manifesting generators separately in a second here. But since you guys make up the majority of the world, and I'm not saying it's your fault, but because you're the majority of the world, you can work all day when you're doing something that lights you up, right? So a lot of us have now adopted this rule that we see because of you guys, right? That say we all have to work 8 hours a day, or we have to work all day to make money. And it's not true, because for a lot of us that doesn't feel good. I'm a projector, which projectors, you tap out at about 3 hours of actual work each day. Talk about that more in a minute. And manifestors, your energy is kind of inconsistent, so you aren't going to be able to work all day every day. Some days you can, some days you can't. And then reflectors, you also, like projectors, just like you're going to tap out after a few hours of work most days, unless you're plugged into somebody like around some generator or MG and can like really ride their energy, right? Yeah, we got some generators. Maria says, ooh, it's official, I'm a manifesting generator. Yes. Yeah, I love MGs. I attract a lot of MGs into my business. I don't know why. That's just the type that's drawn to me. Yep, MG and always working. Yeah, Mercedes, so my question to you is, are you lit up by what you're working on, or are you pushing yourself to work? I'm assuming if you're always working, you're probably lit up by it, and it probably feels good to work all day. Yeah, Dania says, awesome, it'll be my journaling before bed tonight. Perfect. So we'll talk about manifestors or generators and your not self theme. I grew up with 2 generator parents. I am married to a generator. I know generators very well. And for you guys, the thing is, oftentimes in human design as a generator, you kind of get this, if you do any research of it on your own, you kind of get a lot of, what am I going to call it? You kind of, yeah, I did just talk about manifestors. You can totally go back and watch it on the replay. And I'm going to paste all the prompts for you guys for each energy type in the comments and above in the description as soon as I'm done with this training. Yeah, MG and always working. I'm an MG and hate spending so much time working. I want to pull my hair out. Yeah, and it could be, we'll talk about MGs in a minute, but manifest, since you guys are a hybrid, some of you have more manifestor energy in you. Some of you have more kind of pure generator with a little bit of manifestor energy mixed in, and that's going to kind of skew things a little bit for you. That's why I have a different set of questions for you, just to kind of cover all those bases. Yeah, okay. So, as generators, you get the kind of idea, this kind of conception, right? This kind of the way we generalize generators, which I don't really love, is that you guys are kind of the builders, the worker bees, right? And it's just because you can go all day doing whatever it is you love. Yeah, Davina, your 2 kids are generators and you're a manifestor. Yeah, that means you need to be doing a lot of informing. You're in my mastermind, Davina, so we can talk about that if you want on Voxer. But yeah. No, we haven't missed the MG one yet. Angela, we're going to get to it in a second. You can be a manifestor and generator at the same time if you're a manifesting generator, and it's a hybrid of the 2 types, but it's its own type now, right? But if your chart just says generator, you're not both, right? If it just says manifestor, you're not both. You have to be an MG, like the actual hybrid, right? Yeah, I love what I do, but sometimes I do push myself when I'm in a funk, or to get out of the funk, I'll pull back. Yeah, and that's exactly what you have to do, Mercedes. If you're in a funk and you're a generator or an MG, pull back a little bit, and then your energy will come back. Okay, so for generators, you're really here not just to be the worker bees, it's just that you have the ability to keep working and to build things. You're welcome, Angela. So for you, you're really here to master things. You're really here to master something that you love. You're here to dive into those things that really excite you, especially 1 or 2 big things in your life probably, and just really master it. And you are so good at getting all the details in place and getting everything done and chugging through it, right? And a lot of us don't have that consistency and that ability to continue with it, right? So you really generate a lot of energy, and this is why what I was saying earlier, like as the rest of us can plug into your energy if we're around you, if you're doing something that lights you up from that sacral center, you're going to be generating all this extra amazing energy, and that's why you can keep working. You're kind of self-fueling yourself if you're doing things that light you up, right? But if you're kind of forcing yourself to do what doesn't light you up, or you're in a position where you feel like you have to do what doesn't light you up, especially around what you're doing to make money, whether that's in your own business or in a day job, right? You're going to feel frustrated, and that's your not self-theme. So your not self-theme as a generator is frustration, right? It's frustration. And this can be an emotional frustration, it can also be feeling uninspired, it can be feeling listless, it can be feeling burned out. That's a big one for generators, right? It's feeling burned out in MGs. You also might just kind of feel like kind of stuck, because what this is it's not even so much an emotional thing, though it absolutely comes through that way at times, but your not self-theme is more of your energy is frustrated, your energy is stuck, right? It's kind of blocked because it's not flowing the way it's designed to. And so especially around money, if you're doing things that you hate doing, or you think you have to work so hard to make money and it doesn't feel good to work hard on this certain thing, or you think you have to do a certain type of job or sell a certain kind of thing and you fucking hate doing it, it's going to be really hard for you to, first of all, motivate yourself to do it and to continue doing it all day. And then it's also probably not going to yield the results you want, because you're not designed to get money that way. You're designed to get money by doing what lights you up. So for you, the 3 questions are, what frustrates you most about money? This is for generators, right? What frustrates you most about money? Number 2, in what ways do you feel like money keeps you stuck? Number 3, why does money feel so heavy to you? Right? So these are the 3 questions to really start to dive into. For manifesting generators, because you're a blend of both manifestors and generators, you have a lot of similar characteristics to them. Usually manifesting generators are kind of lumped in with generators because you guys do have a lot of similarities. And in truth, you probably function a little bit more like a generator than you do a manifestor. But really, you're here to not only master things, but then you're here to master things quickly and then move on to the next thing to master, right? And the things you should be mastering are, again, the things that light you up, right? So you see a little bit of this spontaneity that manifestors have, where they want to just kind of play with things and they want to jump from idea to idea and kind of let other people take the reins. But then you also have this generator energy that allows you to actually see those things through, but oftentimes you're kind of speeding through really fast. And that, while that's a superpower of yours, it can also be a detriment, right? So again, you need freedom like a manifestor, and you also need to be doing things that light you up like a generator, right? So that's really the key for you. So you can start feeling really frustrated and maybe a little angry when you can't do what you want, or when you feel boxed in by the details or minutia of something, right? So MGs, who's here is an MG? I don't think I asked you guys. Tell me in the comments. But for you, the big thing is to start looking about, why does money feel like a limitation, right? Why do I feel limited by money? That's the first question. The second question, what frustrates me most about money, right? What frustrates me most about money? And then the third question is, in what ways do I feel powerless around money, right? Yeah, I'm an MG and I'm super frustrated. Yeah, it's not uncommon, right, Nelson? So it's not uncommon at all. And this is the thing is, you guys, and this is something kind of different, and we're going to go way more in depth inside of my paid program, The Money Matrix, that I'll be releasing tomorrow, or at least opening doors for enrollment tomorrow in here. But really, what we're going to talk about more in there is what you do instead of being frustrated, but we're going to help you kind of pull back from that a little bit here in this program as well. And I'm going to give you guys on our 3rd module ways to kind of be starting to tap into the money matrix, into this more expansive way that you were designed to make money. But then we're going to go take it even further in the money matrix, right, in the actual program. But yay, my manifesting generators are here. But really, for generators, manifesting generators, as a quick tip, if you are burned out, if you aren't feeling so frustrated and stuck around money, look at where you are doing things that don't light you up. And I think we're going to go into this in module 2 here, right? Yes, these questions are so on point. I'm so glad. I really took a lot of time to sit down and really revisit the basics of each energy type when I was creating this free program for you guys, and really took a lot of time crafting these questions for each energy type. I didn't just pull them out of my ass. I sat down and crafted these questions so that they actually are going to reflect where you are most stuck around money, where you are most self-sabotaging around money, where you are most holding onto your blocks around money, right? Yeah, I'm scattered so much of the time. Yeah, it happens. And that's with manifesting generators. You are very, very multi-passionate, and that's a superpower. You are designed to jump from thing to thing. You're not designed to finish everything. You're designed to finish some of them, right? The 3rd MG question, Caitlin, was, in what ways do you feel powerless around money? I'm going to be pasting them all here in the group after this call, though. MG, yes. So just remember, for anyone with a defined sacral center, meaning that colored in red box, kind of the second from the bottom on your chart, which makes you by default a generator or MG, if you are burned out, if you hate what you're doing, stop doing it. Pull back from it as much as you can, right? And then that's going to give you the energy to then actually engage with the things that do light you up, which are the ways that you're designed to make money. But we're going to talk about that in module 2 on Wednesday. Yeah, you're not meant to finish every single thing, Mercedes. But you are meant to master some things and to finish some things. And we'll talk a little bit more about, I think, this in day 2 or module 2 on Wednesday. Okay, projectors, my fellow projectors. Who here is a fellow projector? My projectors are about, I believe, 18% of the population. Is my math checking out on everything? I can't remember. These are rough numbers, you guys. So who's a projector? I am a projector. I love being a projector. Yeah. Yeah, preparing, quitting, giving my notice at my job. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you, Nilsson. Yeah. Yeah, Maria, that's so accurate. It's scary. That's what I love about human design is it's actually pretty fucking accurate. And this is just the general stuff, you guys. In the Money Matrix program that I'm going to release tomorrow, we go so much more in depth, not just with your energy type, but with your authority, with your profile, with your heart center, which is where all matters of money are processed in human design, right? Like we're going so much more in depth and it's awesome. Yes, projectors. So projectors, we're really here as projectors to see things differently. We're here to be guides. We are here to really look at the world in our unique way because we see things differently naturally. We really are able to see other people better than we can see ourselves, right? And better than they can see themselves. And we see patterns really well. We're efficient, right? And so for us, we are meant to be guides. We are meant to kind of allow others to see how they can do things better or how things can better fit together or be more kind of streamlined, right? And really for us, though, the big problem is we need to be recognized. We need to be recognized before someone's actually going to allow us to give them advice, before they're actually going to heed our advice and our wisdom, right? And so this is what it means when you see your strategy saying you got to wait for the invitation, right? And so that's a whole training for another time, and that we'll be going into in Money Matrix. But really know that when your wisdom isn't recognized or valued, you get bitter. And when I first heard this as a projector, I wasn't like, oh, I'm bitter, right? I wasn't like, oh, I'm a bitter person. When I thought I was frustrated because I grew up with generator parents, right? I thought I was frustrated. I thought that's what I was experiencing. But when I really started looking at it, when my programs wouldn't sell, I'd be like, why the fuck doesn't my audience want this? Why aren't they buying? Why don't they see how amazing this is, right? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, and just getting really bitter about it. And so for you, the big thing is going to be really realizing where you've given your power away to money, where you've allowed yourself to make money mean something about your success. And this is, I mean, all of these things apply to all energy types, but for you, this is like the big fucking thing, right? So as a projector, your questions are, what annoys you the most when it comes to money? What annoys you the most? The number 2 question is, why do you feel unworthy of having or making money? Why do you feel unworthy? This is a huge one. I mean, everyone deals with unworthiness, right? But projectors, this is a freaking double whammy for you. Why do you feel unworthy of having or making or receiving money? Question number 3, what do you make your income mean about how valuable you are, right? I know for me, when I was first starting my business and I was like, oh my God, I didn't make any money this month, I'm such a failure, or I'm such a bad coach, or blah, 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 right? Like, I was making my money be my metric for success. And that's so freaking dangerous, especially for a projector. You really have to be focusing more on the internal self-validation before anyone else is going to give you that external validation and before the money can come through externally to validate you, right? So these are your questions to start with and get clear on projectors. And then reflectors, I don't know if any of my beautiful reflectors are here on this call. If you are, let me know. Or if you're watching the replay, reflectors only make up 1% of the population. It's a very small amount of them, but they are so powerful. And so reflectors, I know we have a couple signed up for this program. Reflectors, you're here, like your name suggests, to reflect back to others what they're doing well and what they can do better. You're really here to reflect back the environment that you're in and show the rest of us what we can do to improve, right? Like, you're here because reflectors, for those of you who don't know in human design, are the only energy type who don't have any of those shapes in their chart colored in. All those shapes, what we call energy centers, are all white for reflectors. And what that means is that reflectors, any of our white spaces in our chart, are where we take in energy from other people, where we kind of pick up on energy from other people and we amplify it, right? So reflectors, because you are so open, you have a completely open chart, right? Or undefined chart, because you'll have some gates defined, but that's it. What that ends up being is you take in so much of other people's energy and you reflect it back to them. You reflect back what your environment is like, your physical environment, your virtual environment, the people you surround yourself with, all of that. You suck it in and then you reflect it back out. You amplify it so that we can see it, so that you're kind of putting it in our face and being like, holding up a mirror and being like, this is what you're doing. This is what you need to do better, right? And so you're so powerful because you're also such a chameleon, right? But really, for you, you're always shifting because you're ruled by the moon. This is something we'll get into a little bit more in Money Matrix. You don't really need to know the details now, but really the rest of us are solar beings. You are a lunar being, meaning the moon is shifting all the time and moving through different gates in your chart and making you feel complete in some ways, incomplete in other ways. And what this means as a reflector is that from day to day, you're changing, right? You're changing. And so you're changing. How you identify yourself as, what you label yourself as is changing. You're constantly shifting with the moon, right? And it repeats every month. So really, if you're in an environment that doesn't feel good to you, or especially an environment that has a shitty money mindset, making money is going to be really hard for you, right? If you're surrounding yourself with people who have the worst mindset around money, who are very toxic around money, who are cheap, who are scared of money, who are scarce around money, you're going to feel the same way, and it's going to be real hard to manifest the money, right? It's the same thing, whereas if you're in an environment that makes you feel very much like you're in scarcity mode, or feel very poor or anything like that, or if you like your house is dirty and that makes it like a mess and that makes you feel like you're not kind of living your next level self, like you're not really living in luxury, like you're not feeling abundant, if you're in a situation that makes you feel like you're in lack in an environment, then that's going to create more lack in your life, right? It's your environment as a reflector is a direct reflection of your level of abundance, right? Of the abundance in money that's coming to you, right? So it's so important to get clear on that. So for reflectors, your questions are, 1, in what ways do I feel, oh, I'm sorry, you're not self-themed. Wait, let's go talk about that. Because you're shifting with every phase of the moon as a reflector, you like to feel surprised. You like to day-to-day be surprised by life. But when you're not surprised, when things just continue to be the same and keep you stuck, you feel disappointed, and that's your not self-theme. You're just disappointed by life. You're disappointed by the people around you because you're always taking in their energy and spitting it back out, and you're like, I'm just disappointed, right? Like, you're disappointed at the environment, at the world around you, at life. And so for you, looking at your questions, number 1, in what ways do you feel disappointed by money? In what ways have you been let down by money, right? Number 2, what role or roles do you think you have to play in order to make money? What role do you think you need to play in order to make money? Number 3, how have you attached your identity to money? What do you make money mean about you, right? How have you labeled yourself in relation to money? Because again, as a reflector, you have to be really good at dropping the labels that you identify with, because they change every single day as the moon changes, right? Yeah, and just as I'm so tired of being around people with bad energy and bad mindset, it totally affects us. It does. And here's the thing, you guys, with all of these energy types, some of these questions might resonate with you even if they're not for your energy type. That's okay. You can still journal on them. They're probably just not going to be your biggest money block. They're probably not going to be the biggest thing that's blocking the flow of money to you per your design, but they can still be at play, right? Because here's the thing with human design, we all kind of complete each other. And that's the really cool thing about the human design philosophy, is that together we all come together and kind of create the full chart that's fully defined, right? We all have these different components that when we come together complement each other and really help amplify each other, right? So you might have conditioning that, if you, like me, had generator parents, I have a lot of conditioning around my sacral that I've had to decondition, because I grew up thinking this was how I had to function. It wasn't that they told me that, or that was just how they were, right? And so I was holding on to that. It's the same thing with, if you grew up with a manifestor parent and you're a generator, it's like there's going to be some conditioning there. So there might be some things that you kind of have held on to and learned from them. But for you, it's probably not going to be the big thing that blocks you, right? And it's probably going to be easier to release because it doesn't really resonate with you. These are kind of these things that are going to come up from these journaling prompts for you are some of the biggest sticking points for you, and are going to be the things that really get in your way and really fuck you up when it comes to creating more income in your life, in your business, wherever, right? So this is your homework for today. I'm going to paste it in the comments below as soon as I'm done here, and in the description above, I will paste these prompts for you all. But this is your homework, is spend 5 to 10 minutes journaling on each of the 3 prompts for your energy type. If you hate journaling, or you have that defined G center, or you're a self-projected or sounding board authority or mental authority, go talk it out in a note in your phone if you hate journaling, right? Or you can type it out in the computer, right? Just get it out of your head. Everyone needs to get it out of their head. Don't try to do this in your head. Don't do this homework in your head. It won't work, because the ego comes in and starts sabotaging it and just telling you, no, but that's fine, hold on to that, or you can't believe that, or right? So just let it go. So before we wrap up, what did you guys think of all this? What did you think of the questions? Let me know below. Were there any aha moments? Were there any insights? Taylor, would you be okay with it if I message you and ask you a question about projector and them stealing energy? It's just a quick question. You could drop it in the group here, Angela. Like, this group is here for me to answer questions for you if you have any, and I will answer as much as I can within the scope of this program, and without going into like a whole tirade about it, but you're welcome to drop it in this group if you like. My DMs and like my Voxer is meant for, you know, my private and higher level clients, but you are welcome to drop it in this group, absolutely, and I will miss it. Yes, I will post the questions, Emily, absolutely. I'm going to paste them in the comments below as soon as I log off here, and then I'm going to paste them in the description up above as well, so you will not miss them. So let me know, you guys, did you have any aha moments? Did the questions resonate with you? Are you looking at the questions I gave you and going, none of these fucking resonate with me, right? Or did you hear my description of your energy type and you're like, that's not me? Or, oh, hell yes, that's me. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious, because also I want to help support you. I'm here with this 5-day program to help you really get a handle on this, right? And this may seem very simple to start with, is this journaling, but these are so powerful, and that's why I encourage you to take your time with it, right? So I'm so excited to see. Yeah, I haven't been triggered really by the questions. Good. Yeah. So I don't know if you mean that in a good way or a bad way, Debbie. If it's more like they're not triggering you in a bad way, great. If you're just kind of like, oh, they don't really inspire me and nothing's really coming up with them, sit down and journal it out. Just get it out of your head. Just see what comes up, right? And there's no pressure on it to look a certain way or anything like that. And then after you've done the questions, if you're like, nothing's coming up, comment in the Facebook group here and I can help you, right? So yeah. All right, lovely ladies. The projector question about unworthiness totally resonated with me. And that's the big thing, Sherry. That's the big thing. I can tell you as a fellow projector, that's the biggest struggle as a projector, especially in life, but especially around money, is the feeling of unworthiness, or that you're not aligned with it, right? Or just like it's not for you, or I'm not good enough, or I am such a failure because I don't have the money, right? Like, that's such a struggle, and it's something that I have a whole process around, which is what I'm going to be teaching you guys in the Money Matrix, my paid program that I'm going to release tomorrow. I'm going to give everyone who signs up for that, I'm going to look at your chart personally and give you a detailed, customized 7-step system that I use daily, right? To not only help you shift your mindset around money and plug into what I call the Money Matrix, right? But also help you get clarity on what actions you need to be taking every day per your human design, not just your type, right? I'm going to be looking at different elements of your specific chart. Every person, I'm going to make you a custom 7-step plan for basically your energetic blueprint for money, right? And so I'm so excited. I should be charging like $500 or more for that program. It's going to be like $111. So I'm so excited. So it really is just like, remember, as a projector, the big thing is self-validating yourself, looking at all the reasons why you deserve the money. And again, this is something we'll be going more into a little bit on day 3 here, but then also way in depth in the Money Matrix. But just acknowledging that you see things differently as a projector. You have things that come easily to you that don't come easily to everyone else. And the more you start to acknowledge those things, recognize them, and celebrate the fuck out of them and value them, the more other people are going to see that in you, and they're going to start issuing those invitations and be like, hey, can I work with you? Hey, can you tell me more about this program you do? Hey, can you, do this thing? And they'll be offering you money for it, right? Like, it just all starts to click into place, but that has to come first, especially for projectors. Yeah, the only thing that dawned on me was how I'm ready to shift. I'm so glad. It'll continue to activate in you. Yeah. You are so welcome. Yeah, you have to get mine, but I'm guessing at projector. Go look it up. I mean, like I said, a lot of these things are true for all energy types, because we're all conditioned with each other, right? But you might be an MG. You might be a manifestor, right? And some of these things may resonate with you because of your conditioning of your upbringing, or the kind of society or culture you're living in, or the people you're around. But the questions that I definitely assign for each energy type are going to kind of reveal those biggest blocks for you, and the things that are really kind of tripping you up when it comes to making more money. So, all right. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Keep an eye out for the Money Matrix info. I will be posting it in this group tomorrow. Hopefully when the sales page is ready, I'll be telling you guys more about it throughout this program. But again, do your homework. If you want to share your responses in the group to these questions, feel free. If you want feedback, just let me know. I will be in this group. Hopefully I'll be checking in once a day to just answer as many questions as I can, and just guide you through anything. It's basically free coaching for you guys. Like, normally people have to pay to have this kind of access to me, and they have to pay a lot of money. So I'm here giving this to you for free because I want to really help heal the collective, what I call wealth wounds that we have as a society, because it's time for our society to shift into a healthier relationship with money and a healthier relationship with ourselves. And that's what I'm really here to do. So I'm here to support you guys. The Money Matrix program is starting 3 weeks from today. So there'll be plenty of time to get in on it if you want to get in on it. So, All right, you guys, let me know if there's any other questions. I will come back and check the comments and check in the group for any questions you have after you do the journaling. I will be posting the journaling prompts in here in just a second, and then I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I believe it's at 2:30 Pacific time. I will be live in here with Module 2, where we'll be going for then, once you've identified these big blocks you have, these big stories you have, then we're going to look at how do I actually go about detaching from them per your energy type. And I'm going to give you some more practical ways to actually do that, right? Per each energy type. So as you go through and journal these things, just kind of keep an eye out for what are the big overarching themes, what are kind of some of the more general stories, what are the things that surprise you that you didn't know you were holding on to around money, right? All right. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.